Hi everyone, please be sure to listen to all of this video. I have some really important updates for bundles 13 and 14, as well as some information about how you could be finished with the course by the end of week 14 without having to do anything that is cited for weeks 15 and 16. So do make sure that you listen to this whole video, and there's some other important information as well. So let's start with the fact that maybe it could be that we haven't had a task wrapper in a while. During week 13, you need to complete 2 task wrappers. Don't forget that I do employ or deploy adaptive learning. So you'll do task 1 for week 13, and then once you submit that, you should see the task wrapper if I have set the adaptive parameters correctly. So then after you do those 2 things, you will see task 2 for task 13, and of course you won't see the task wrapper for task 2 if I've deployed adaptive learning correctly until after you've submitted the assignment. Remember that to keep all your points for task 1 and task 2, you do need to make at least an A, at least a 90 on your task wrapper. So when it comes to that, make sure that your task wrappers, when there's a discussion piece, that they are very strong since they can affect your grade. Make sure that you are reading very carefully and attentively through the prompt, and especially all of the bullet points. So I'm giving you a heads up on that because I feel like it seems to be the case that we haven't really had that many task wrappers lately, and I want to make sure that your mind is ready for that again. I will start grading opinion comparisons from a previous week today, Sunday. Well, that's when I made I'm making this video on Sunday of week 13. If I have not graded your opinion comparison from an earlier week and you would like feedback on that opinion comparison, let me know. That's because task 2 of week 13, you are comparing your opinion to a peer, and it might be helpful to have feedback on how you did with the first one. Now, it doesn't hurt. You can go ahead and start task 2, your opinion comparison, and then as you can also you can do that, and then when you get my grade and feedback for the first one, you can make any edits or changes that might be necessary. But I recommend that you wait. So task 1 for week 13 is to analyze, to mark up and reformat your argument for the last time. Make sure you're doing the correct one. I don't know why, but when I state the purpose whenever we have an argument, mark up and reformat, and I always have as a purpose, and I tell you which item you're going to reformat. And as you know, when you mark up and reformat your arguments, it's your argument. So I've had a couple of people take what I do in a demonstration video and just basically copy what I've presented, and it's not their own markup. So keep that in mind what that assignment's about. So you can certainly do that. Focus on that first. If by the time you get to task 2, I have not graded your opinion comparison from a previous bundle, let me know, and I will grade it within 24 hours, if not immediately. But I would say I will try to do it immediately as soon as I know. Reminder, by the way, you can text me during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. And Saturdays is okay, but don't text me until at least 10. I might answer text as late as 4, but I can't guarantee anything after that. And Sundays, I don't generally respond to text or accept text, and certainly not Sunday morning. I'm reminding you of this because I got several texts from someone on a Sunday morning, the day that I'm doing this video, and I was sleeping late because I was up late, and then I couldn't fall back asleep, and now I feel very groggy. So please remember what I said. If you text me in that kind of scenario, then I do reserve the right to block you from, reaching me by phone. It's a courtesy that I do, so I need you to at least respect, my boundaries as well. Okay, so with respect to week 13, I was going to have you generate a question for task 2, and you'll see that in the course schedule that it said, compare your opinion with the peers, generate a question. I'm going to hold off on generating a question, and so you're going to generate a question for a peer in a future bundle. And so instead of where you see in the course schedule, it says compare an FW response with the peers, ask your peer question. That peer question should count for, well, it's part of task 2, so I don't have to worry about the grading for that. Okay, so now my last announcement or important message is more general, not specific to this bundle, but I'm going to go ahead and present it verbally as well as in writing on the announcements page. If you would like to make week 14 your last, and it's just an idea that I came up with. I know that some of you just need a philosophy credit. It's not your major or whatever, or maybe you have life going on, maybe stuff is happening. If you would like to be done with this class so that you can focus on other things that you need to prioritize, or you're like, you know what, I'm good, I'll take my C. C means degree. You can end the course when you're done with week 14. But there are certain conditions. One, you have to do all of the tasks for week 13 and 14 to end the course early. So you have to do all of them. Two, you have to have at least a 70 by the time I grade week 14. Now the problem with that for you in making this decision is that I'm not going to grade week 14 until probably the early part of week 15, but it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to take that chance. If you do week 14 really early, so let's say you do week 14 by Monday or Tuesday of week 14, and you shoot me an email, say, hey, I'm thinking of ending class already, can you go ahead and grade week 14? I'll do it, but you have to have it done by Tuesday. You have to have week 14 done by the Tuesday of week 14 for that option to email me and ask me to grade your week 14 stuff. Once I do that though, I'm not going to regrade. There will not be any resubmits or revisions or redos, so keep that in mind. There's another condition. If you currently have a D in the, if you have a D in the class and by the end of week 14 you have a C, then yes, this is a great opportunity for you to focus on other things. C means degree. If you have a C, then of course you want to score well enough on week 13 and 14 to keep that C, okay? And of course, let's say you might have course bonus points. So let's say you already have a 67 by the end of week 14, you've done all of week 13 and 14, you have 3 course bonus points, but your average is 67, then you will be bumped to a 70. So the course bonus points, if you have any, still apply to your grade, even if you finish at the end of week 14. One more important thing. If you have a B or an A in the class, if you decide to end at week 14, then the highest grade you're going to get is a C. What is my take on that? B means above average and A means outstanding. So those who are striving for a B or an A, your work in this class has to go beyond in terms of what you do in this class. And so like a major capstone experience I have for you in this class is the 5-page essay where you reflect on your intellectual virtue in this course. And I have very specific requirements for that, so don't start writing that yet. But a B or an A means that you do a little bit more work, a little bit more thinking, a reflection kind of activity at the end in writing. So, but it's up to you. If you have a B and an A, you do all of your week 13 and 14 stuff, and you're like, you know what, I'm good. I think I'm gonna end this class. I need to do other stuff. Perfectly fine, I understand. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to end at week 14. I'm just thinking, you know, about the state of affairs and life and having to do all the classes online and whatnot. So I'm just putting it out there as an option. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. You might want to listen to this video again just to make sure you got everything. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.